You see this sweater, and you've already seen our videos, so you already know what time it is. It is time for the official Color Purple review. Spoiler alert, this is your one and only warning. There will be plenty of spoilers in this video, so please go ahead and scroll past me if you don't want the spoilers. For those of you there who are unable to watch videos that are longer than 20 seconds, go ahead and scroll on past me as well because this video is going to be pretty lengthy. All right, with that being said, let me go ahead and get started with the color purple. We went and saw the color purple on Christmas Day. We have done a series with about 5 parts in it, doing the actual color purple scenes, me and my daughter, which was fantastic. We had a wonderful time. But unfortunately, we were unable to complete the series because this app decided to put 4 strikes on our accounts. And what we're going to do, we're going to complete the series, but it'll be on our other platforms, IG and YT, and I don't mean light-skinned people, so please use your imagination. But we are Faith and Bishop 2 everywhere across all platforms, so please come and find us on YT, okay, and IG as well. With that being said, again, I'm not here for all that. I'm just here to go ahead and discuss this film. So let's get right on into it. I've watched the original countless times. I reread the book just this week, and I went and saw the musical. I didn't see the original musical, but I did go through the soundtrack, and I've seen parts of it. So I think I was pretty well versed going into the theater. So we're going to start with all the positives. Here's my very first spoiler. Cameos. I was super excited about the couple of cameos that they were somehow able to hide until the release of the film. I had no idea that Whoopi Goldberg herself was going to be passing the baton in the actual film. You only see her in one scene, and this is the scene where the new Celie is giving birth to Olivia, the daughter. And Whoopi Goldberg herself, who originally was Celie, appears in the film as the midwife. Again, I'm trying to figure out where did the midwife come from because there was no midwife in the original film. But when I go back to read the book, there was a midwife in the book. What I did ultimately find was this musical was closer to the book than the actual first film that we know and love. If I had to describe this film as anything, I think if Precious and Dreamgirls had a baby, it would be The Color Purple. That's pretty much what I saw. And that is nothing against it. I knew it was going to be a musical going in, but we'll get into that later. Let's go ahead and continue on with the great parts. Tamala Mann, we know her most definitely from working with Kirk Franklin and the various Tyler Perry films and plays. She had a huge singing number close to the beginning of the film. Loved every moment of it. I thought she was wonderful. The cast, the dancing, the music, it was all great in that spot as well. And you see her later in the film as well with the Reverend, who is Sugar Avery's father. So she has a couple of scenes in the film, but I had no idea she was going to be in the film. So I absolutely enjoyed her as well. My favorite musical number in the film was a song called Hell No. And it was sang by the character who played Sophia. And I thought she just did a wonderful job. It was, to me, I think the brightest moment musically in the film. And that's saying a lot because this film is packed with a lot of great singers. Tamala Mann's I put right under the Hell No song, but those are my 2 favorite songs. I was waiting on Fantasia to have her big standing ovation and I Am Telling You moment. And unfortunately for me, it just never happened. I think I Am Here is the song that everybody, bigs her up on. But to me, as compared to the Hell No song, it didn't lift me the way that I know Fantasia can do because she is a singer. So it was a great mix of dialogue and music. Again, I'm not a huge musical person, but Dreamgirls I absolutely enjoyed. And like I said, if you like Dreamgirls and the amount of music that was in Dreamgirls, I think you'll enjoy it as well. I thought it was a good, fair mix of dialogue and music. And what I loved about the music only punctuated the dialogue. You know what I mean? It didn't truly carry the scenes. It just became, big and broader with the music. So I thought it was fine. Everybody singing was good. Love seeing Taraji flex that singing muscle again as Suge Avery. All the singing was great. There are a few songs that if I were directing, I probably would have cut. But like I said, Hell No and the Tamala Man song were my absolute favorites of the singing. Acting was good for everybody. I'll say that the character Sophia was probably my favorite character in the film. I mean, everybody did good, but she was the standout throughout. Every time she appeared on film, she lit up the place. She just owned every scene, and that's closely followed by Suge Avery, who of course did wonderful. Taraji was wonderful as Suge Avery. Now, let's get into a little bit of the negative or a little bit of the critiquing that I have. Sierra, why was Sierra there? Love Sierra as a singer. Love her and Russell. Think they're a beautiful couple, beautiful family. She's a great dancer, great entertainer, but totally unnecessary for this film. She only appeared in like the last 5 minutes of the film as the grown up Nettie, and I thought it was a tad bit insulting because why did we need to change from Haley Bailey to Sierra? First of all, they're not even close in height, so that threw me. And then I was just disturbed. I mean, in the original film, Nettie and Silly remained Nettie and Silly throughout. You know what I mean? After Celie became Whoopi, she was Whoopi until the end, and Nettie pretty much stayed the same from start to finish. With age progression, if you're going to change character, at least let them be close in height. Secondly, I just think they could have just made up Nettie and just let her remain, just age her, with makeup and prosthetics, that sort of thing. I just thought it was a bit off putting to just throw Sierra in for a singing number close to the end. Speaking of endings, I was not completely satisfied with the ending either. The ending had this circle of life film feel complete with a big tree that looked like it belonged in Avatar. Everybody was in white. The film is called The Color Purple. There was no color purple at the end. The original film had both main characters in the color purple. I know that is nitpicky and petty, but it seriously bothered me. So I have to just say, where was the color purple? We saw it in the field. The love affair between Celie and Suge Avery was explored a lot more than it was in the original film. And I think they made it a point to make sure that you guys knew explicitly that the two of them were lovers, Celie and Suge. So that is actually closer to the actual book. The book was very in depth with their love affair, whereas it was kind of glazed over in the original film. So no problems, no real critique there. I'm just pointing out the actual difference. Here's another one that really bothered me though. Male in the field. Now Albert has this situation where Celie curses him, "Till you do right by me, everything you think about gonna crumble." He basically gets inebriated and passes out in the field. With no problem with that, except the mailman walked all the way out to the field to deliver him a piece of mail. Why would the mailman go out of his way in this mud to walk all the way across this field to hand deliver you this letter when he could have just dropped it off in the mailbox? It just really burned me up. So did not like that at all. Absolutely did not like that. Celie had grandchildren. Why? In the book, I didn't see any grandchildren. And there definitely were no grandchildren in the original film. So what was the point of Celie having grandkids? Totally added nothing to the film. They took out Maki Dada, you and me us never part, Maki Dada. None of that was there. I just thought that it was such an iconic thing that I just feel like it should have been in the film. So that I was a bit disappointed in that as well. I'm gonna have to give this film out of 0 to 10. It's gonna be about a 6.5, based on the pros and the cons. Again, it had a lot of great moments. It is not one that I think will be put into rotation like the original film. And again, if I'm totally missed everything, if I'm just totally wrong, let me know in the comments. I want to continue this discussion around The Color Purple.